Let's shift gears a little bit. Let's go back to going back to work. You'd worked for the Board of Realtors for 4 years, and you had increasing responsibilities, and you had said that you were hoping to become a professional and working towards your degree. What was it like to go back to work?
What's the term? Bittersweet. It was bittersweet. I was excited to get back into work, but I was hateful that I couldn't do what I had done prior. I had said before that my supervisor at the board invited me to come for minutes and hours and anything that I could handle, even when I was still an inpatient. So I had been back and forth, and I had been there, and I kind of in my mind, I always said to myself, well, this is just practice, and I'm going to come back into where I was. But it seemed like practice really never stopped. I was visiting, and then they took me on and paid me hourly, but I had the position of receptionist, which is important, but it wasn't where I was. It wasn't what I did.
But it's also a harder job in some ways than being a secretary too, is it not? Because the amount of different distractions, changes, and things that you have to do.
You know what? I don't remember. I can't distinguish between if they took me back and I tried the executive secretary and then was kind of demoted to receptionist, or if I was just visiting the executive secretary and then started at the receptionist. Your question, I never thought of that. Maybe therapeutically, and maybe that was awesome. That was probably really awesome for me to go there and do that. And I remember the learning part when I was learning it. That fulfilled me. But once I got to where I could do it, I wanted to be promoted to where I was, and that just wasn't going to happen.
What were your deficits that made it so that you couldn't go back and do what you've been doing?
Well, I said earlier that what I had been doing before was very, very, very detailed. In an 8-hour day, that 8-hour day had to be broken into 1 to 2 hour sections, and in a normal lifetime. And in each 1 to 2 hour section, there are many, many tasks that had to be done that dealt with all different departments and different people. And I couldn't do that. That was hard prior to, and then after, I couldn't. Even focus was hard. So what I remember from being the receptionist, I could just focus on the phone, and that worked. And the Board of Realtors was so supportive to me that when I first started back in reception, I learned how to use the hold button really well, and I could put anyone on hold, and anyone would help me from within the Board of Realtors. So that built up really well, and I think that helped me gain my confidence. Now that I think about it, I really love the hold button.
Don't you would like to be able to do that in the rest of your life?
Yes.
Hold on, I'm a little behind. Let me just catch up and get a little guidance.
I got to think that through. Yeah, it would be perfect. But I developed in the reception area to a point where my husband, because we got married while I was, see, I'm confused. Did we get married while I was? He was either my boyfriend or my husband while I was a receptionist. And a significant birthday came about for him, and I had developed well enough as being a receptionist that I could call all the different people in their offices in the Board of Realtors, and I could say, hi, it's my boyfriend's birthday. I'm going to hook you up to his answering machine. Please say something funny. So he has, I think he still has recorded like 20 calls. But I mean, I was able to organize all that.
That was his 30th birthday?
I don't remember, but it was a significant one. Obviously, he doesn't like me. He doesn't want me to talk about him or that. So I'll be vague about that.